today?
Not bad.
Good.
Not bad.
How are you?
Be well. Happy belated birthday, DK again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mine was in May. It's also belated.
Mine was also me. Fellow Geminis.
Oh, you are May when?
26th.
Oh,
There you go. There you go,
God, just
Shilpa.
like
Now you're
2
going to
days.
get a lot of flowers.
28th of May. I'm going to hijack this conversation right now. It's the 28th of May.
Yay, Geminis. Okay, Gulshan's already my favorite. Sorry, DK. But I'll start off with you. Unpaused. We've all seen the trailer. It's intriguing. Tell me how you guys came to be a part of it, Raj and DK.
Well, okay. No, I mean, and you know, people keep asking about Unpaused, right? But the way it started was Aparna from Amazon. She called and she said she had this idea of bringing a bunch of filmmakers together and making this anthology film. So, and the common thing about this was the concept. She wanted to make a film, obviously acknowledging the pandemic, set during the pandemic, shot during the pandemic, and but something that's about hope or something to look forward to. She was calling it the new beginnings. And so, yeah, so for us, essentially, it was a short film that we had to make, you know, keeping this in mind. And so we kind of started thinking about what ideas or what can we make, something that's not, say, normal. You know, that's how depressing the pandemic is, but something that's a little quirky or different and perhaps even funny, because I think we always look for funny and things we do.
Just wanted to have a little sense of humor about the whole thing because it was so depressing and it was like a shit show for months and months. So idea was that let's try and see if we can find a bit of sense of humor in this and figure a way to still show something relevant and current and relatable, yet have interesting take on it.
Yeah, and Reshu Nath is the writer of she's the one who wrote the story and when she came up with the concept. So it was a what do you call it? It was a winner right from the start. The moment we heard the concept, we were like, this is good. Now let's, you know, take it further. So this is also the first time we are directing something that we didn't write, and it was good. You guys can. Yeah.
You also did a lot on series, right? A Viral Wedding. So you're like used to working in the pandemic and shooting in it.
Yeah, I mean, we just mentored it. It was Shreya who came up with an idea. It was more like, you know, everybody was looking to do something. Everybody was stifled. So she was calling and saying, can we do something? I'm thinking of writing a book and all kinds of things. And so I said, why don't you make a really, really tiny series? And she's like, really? Is that something? Is that a thing? I said, no, you make it a thing. It's okay. Let's just make it a thing. So it was a fun little thing that where all actors self-film themselves from their homes because you couldn't get out in those days. It was a proper lockdown. So this glitch was just after lockdown. So, I mean, like in the first where you have permissions to shoot, but the crew had to be small, all that stuff. So yeah, the idea is to keep innovating irrespective of whatever state you are being put into.
So how did you guys decide upon Gulshan and Saimi for the roles?
We had to pay for it. We had to come up with a cough up the budget.
Yeah. So we put out like a secret notice saying, okay, here's the bid. The bid starts at this number, and Gulshan was the highest bidder.
Highest bidder.
I can't believe no other actor outbidded me because clearly nobody wants to work with the two.
Did you have to sell some of your shoes? Did you have to sell
now I have to
limited edition shoes to get this role? Or you would have had to give DK a watch for sure?
Yeah, DK kept showing his watch, saying that, you know, he used to point out like this, you know, and all that.
DK charges in dollars. DK still.
Gulshan, so would you like to be? So all that he was doing. No, it was more like two things. One was we were looking for somebody who would get our strange sense of humor or whatever, and then number two was who's already won in real life. So Gulshan was both.
What about a hypochondriac? Because this story of Glitch is about a hypochondriac who meets a strange and alluring girl, and Saimi is very alluring. Strange, not so much, I would say. But Gulshan, are you a hypochondriac?
No, I'm just an awesome actor who can pretend to be a hypochondriac.
Okay, I believe that.
Yeah, I mean,
I can also be strange and alluring.
You can.
I can also be strange and alluring. Yeah.
You are more strange.
Depends on the script and how much people will pay me for it.
Did you do any improvisation?
Not at all. I followed every word of the script. Reshu is my friend, so I have to say this.
Okay, all right.
No, but he just had to be himself, right? I mean, he was sitting at home for 9 months.
Hey, please, yeah. Say
Yeah.
that I can like be himself. As a, like, what do you mean be himself? Like,
So all we had to do was like Gulshan.
Just now he was bragging about being an actor. And like,
Yeah, it was more like Gulshan, don't act, just be yourself.
I know. I mean, let's play on your strengths, Gulshan. Let's play on your strengths.
Sayami was like,
let's not worry about acting and stuff.
With Sayami, we didn't even know Sayami at all. Like we've never met, bumped in, nothing. So barely we've seen. I saw Choked before. That's the only face to face, like the time we had with her. And it's not like we were, Choked. It happened a few months ago. Whenever we saw that film, and then while we were discussing it, we had a lot of problems taking off with this because of pandemic, especially because of all the restrictions, problems, people getting COVID, all kinds of things we were going through. And a lot of things came together. And 3 days before the show, we realized we don't even have the lead girl. So somebody said, how about Sayami? And they showed the picture. And then she said, she's definitely the exact character that we are looking for in terms of, like you said, alluring, mysterious, lots of things did. And then we had a quick chat on the Zoom
somewhat
call.
Out of reach of Gulshan. Yes, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I had one stipulation. I said curly hair. So then
Oh, curly hair.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So I just got on a call with Sayami and explained the part to her. And of course, she's a sport. She's a sport in real life too. Later we discovered that
she is so fitness conscious. I don't know how she agreed to shoot in a pandemic. That's something I'm wondering about.
That we came to know about her dad later.
Yeah, you should ask her.
But
about
that. She's going for a triathlon. She's a triathlon athlete.
Yeah, she is an athlete. She would work out from morning to evening, and I would see her eat only one melon, and I'd be like, how many kilometers? She'd be like, I don't know how many, 10, 15. And she'll do some 200 crunches. So I'm wondering how you got this fitness conscious person to shoot during a pandemic, Sayami. How was it?
Actually, she's a perfect person, right?
Somebody actually showed me the lake and said, I'll show you where I swim. And she showed me where she swam. And it's not a pool. It's a freaking lake that you can't see the end of.
I can.
Okay.
It was just
and people like her, people who are so fit, are the perfect people to shoot during a pandemic.
That is true.
So there's a little hope there.
Did you have to convince?
That question is for her.
Yeah. Did they have to convince you, Sayami?
No, actually, there was no convincing needed at all because I was with my parents in Nashik for 8 months. And anyone our age after 8 months of living with their parents wants to just get out of the house and do anything. So I actually, if they're not offered me to play the lead role, I wouldn't have mind, even being like a focus puller or anything at all after a conversation. That's how desperate I was to get back to work. But I mean, of course, it was the opportunity of working with Rajan DK, working with Gulshan, who I've really admired his work, from a very long time.
You admire his work on Twitter also. Do you admire his tweets also?
I just said, he tweets a lot about
curly head. Yeah. I agree.
Yes. So it was, and after this, it was also just the character that I'm playing in the film. I don't know if you watched the film. No. But it's a very exciting character because it was something that I told Roshan, my co-star from Choked, that I want to play this character, and then it just came together. So there were too many reasons to jump at the project. So I'm just glad that it happened.
Gulshan, how was it working with Sayami and Rajan DK? Now, Rajan DK have a great sense of humor. You have a sense of humor which is great and different. So how well did all of you gel together as a team?
Since you're talking about sense of humor, let me talk about, I was watching Choked and I was like, yeah, man, both her parents are really, really talented. But, I can't see Anupam Ji or Kiran Kher in her. What is going on? She doesn't look like either of them. Kuch to ghotala hai. Turns out I was wrong. I know shit about shit. I was entirely wrong. And by the way, her name is Sayami with an extra Y, which I don't know why she doesn't put in her spelling. So,
why are you going Sayami? Like Tamilians only, Sayami.
Sayami is correct. You live with her, so you know her name is Sayami.
Yes.
Like Sayam. And she's a Sachin Tendulkar fan. Not only
Yeah.
fan, she's a fanatic. She cannot take any criticism against Sachin Tendulkar. And I believe that
Oh my
everything
God.
and anything should be.
Neither
Once-
can I,
Gulshan.
Gulshan.
Gulshan,
Neither can
Gulshan,
I.
you're
I will just
offending.
quickly change the topic.
Gulshan, you're offending our religious sentiments right now.
But
Oh my
really,
talking
God.
about-
God is
Seeming God.
SPB, na?
Seeming
no, no,
God.
God is SPB.
Yeah, but we have
I
many
don't
gods,
protest.
not
I go
one
straight
god.
to God.
There is SPB, there is
Look
Sachin.
at Sachin is her cup of tea for sure. Look at that.
There.
Like,
Good
It's
one,
my
yes.
goblet.
that's your God. Yeah, I can see that. God.
Yeah, because I'm Rahul Dravid fan. I keep it really like down to earth.
I
Okay.
can see
He's
the
being-
wall. I can see the wall.
अरे wait ना, let me talk about वो काम करने का कितना मजा आया. तो थोड़ा सा मस्का तो मारने देना. I have this really very good
I know,
quality
I know.
French
I need money
grade
for
butter that I want to apply on
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of
yeah.
these directors, please.
Yeah.
So I was really, it was such a gift that during this, when my whole life had become paused, I could get an opportunity to unpause it because I was sent this really remarkable script written by Reshu, by Rajan DK. They sent it to me. It was unputdownable. I enjoyed right from the first page. I almost I unconsciously started acting it out while I was sitting on my bed, and I was out of my bed and I was doing it, and I was having so much fun. So that's always a good start. That was really good, and there was no reason why I should have said no to this, despite the ongoing pandemic and all the standard of really tough standard operating procedures that would be put in place. So I'm so fortunate that I could do this for 3 days. I could forget that there was a pandemic going on. I could be in front of the camera and just enjoy what I do, which is interpret text.
So that was the good stuff. Then what was the bad stuff?
No bad stuff. What bad stuff? No bad stuff.
No
The
bad
bad stuff was like I made a dumb call of where there are some sequences where we have to look very lovey-dovey and fall in love and all that. I decided at that point of time to have a debate, a friendly debate, an open conversation about Sachin Tendulkar. And some of my remarks were met with the wall.
So I mean, it must have been tough for you after somebody argues about your religion to have to do a
Argue? I wasn't arguing. I was cool.
No. So it was a friendly debate, like he said. But I think that's the time when I was tested as an actor the most, because I had to show lots of love in my eyes for this man who really doesn't have the best taste in cricket. But
Yeah.
it was testing time as an actor.
She was a
I know.
batsman, and you know what batsmen like to do with a bat to the ball. So
Well, apart from Gulshan's motivating factors in this film, were there any other challenges, guys, Raj and DK?
I mean, the whole thing was challenging, right? Like, I think Raj started saying that there were a lot of challenges. Like, this was a shot that was in preparation for a while. It was in development for about 2-3 months. We were just waiting for the right time to shoot, right? The idea of it started in May, and we didn't shoot until September. And so all these months, we were kind of waiting for things to clear up, for the lockdown to lift, or for some respite in the pandemic, I suppose. So when we could shoot, and we were waiting. And even at the time even when we were actually shooting and when the schedule was made, there was always a sense of doubt if we were actually going to go on set on that day and shoot. There were all kinds of little, red herrings or whatever, little red flags here and there. There was a time when Gulshan called and said, guys, I might have been exposed to somebody that had a pandemic. We were like,
But
okay.
Gulshan, you don't know if he's joking or if he's serious.
no, I was serious. Baba.
No.
You can't tell.
All my-
You can't tell because you just getting to know me. They already know me, so they can.
I got to know there was dread and fear in his voice. It was easy to tell. And
He was shaking. He was shaking like a leaf. All because
I
he
sent
might
you on
have
a
been in
text
contact.
message. I don't
He
know
might
what
have been in
shaking you're
contact.
talking about.
He might have been in contact with someone who might have been in contact with someone who was
that
may or may
doesn't
not have been.
because that doesn't sound very good if you get to know who the person is. So let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a scare
anyway.
actually in our office. Even
So-
we had a scare a couple of days before the shoot.
Everybody, it
Yeah,
wasn't
where
an
there were-
easy.
we were in contact
easy
with
setting to
somebody.
easy selling to be making a, you know, a romantic, a love story in a way, or anything for that matter. I was quite snappy the first day because I was just be like making sure my mind was on everybody's wearing masks, everybody's far. I was really looking for that. And it's, don't do it for me. Do it because you believe there's a freaking pandemic out there, and we are the lucky few who get to make a film, but let's not kill ourselves while making it. So there is a whole idea of compromise and what do you do for to make a film. So the whole show must go on. Point of it was truly put to test, at least for us, because we were the first time it was getting out. It was the first time we traveled far enough from the house. So, you know, it was a calculated risk, but calculations are always off. So.
But it's a new checklist, right? As directors, you already have this old checklist of yours and you run through everything. And now there's this whole new one with social distancing and masking and sanitization, and you have to add all of that. So
actually, we were also kind of the Mumbai floods were also happening during the same time, or there was like a cyclone, or there was some weather. There was
rains were heavy rains. Yeah.
That's a lot of conflict, guys. You know, they say you shouldn't shoot in rain, you shouldn't shoot with children. So you already have Gulshan, and then you have the rains. Yeah, a lot of challenges.
Who's the children here?
You only.
Okay, fine. I embrace my inner child. I play.
But you know, I'm having a lot of fun talking to you guys, but I have to let you go. I can't wait to watch the film, guys. Thank you so much for chatting with me. And anything else I should know before I go about this film?
Yeah, but we won't tell you.
Anything?
Okay, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yeah, keep the suspense. I don't like spoilers, so no spoilers. I think we know just enough.
No, there's one thing I mentioned the last time we did some interview, is that there will probably be a Family Man 2 spoiler alert at the end of Unpause, so you all must watch Unpause.
Glitch, particularly Glitch.
Oh, that is quite a selling point, Saimi. I think
it's an Easter egg. Yeah, it's an Easter egg actually. There's a Family Man season 2 Easter egg.
Is this real?
Yeah, I have a more. Yeah, it is.
You'll have to watch and find out. You'll have to watch to find out.
Christmas is coming up, but
you'll know
if you don't. If you don't find it the first time, you might have to go back and watch it again. Like, keep watching it until you find out what the Easter egg is.
Only once you watch it, you'll know if Sayami is a good actor or not.
I already know she's a very good actor.
I'm saying off screen. On screen,
off screen. I've seen her both. She's
whatever good. She told you, whatever she told you right now, you'll know.
I'll
she
know.
was a good actress.
I'll know.
You need to go watch. The moral of the story is you need to go watch.
Yeah.
But I do want to acknowledge the fourth star of the show. We've got like Sayami and Gulshan and Reshu and Pankaj, who brilliantly shot this thing. So you must watch this short for all four of them.
For all of them, and I will. Thank you so much, guys. So much fun chatting with all of you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.